Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sign a full-feature Netflix deal. Now, you don't know. You don't know me. Go! Now, that's serious, Sandler. This is Goofy Sandler!
What's up, everybody? This is the Before and After podcast.
We're back here. What are we on? Episode 8?
Episode 8. I'm losing count of these things, man.
Oh, yeah. Today we are doing Uncut Gems.
Yes, we are. Oh. Now, listen here.
That's pretty good. This one ran the festival circuit a bit.
It did.
But wide release on Netflix January 31st, so we thought we'd kind of hop on that train here.
Mm-hmm. Unbelievable hype around this movie.
Great hype. I haven't actually heard much outside of the hype. I don't really know what it's about.
Nope.
So without further ado,
we're going to do our pre-section, and then as usual, the glory of this one, the reason we chose it, because it's a Netflix original, we don't have to leave the house.
Exactly. Get nice and cozy here on Antony's couch.
Mm-hmm.
Share the blanket, maybe.
Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
I was going to do the Count Dracula Adam from Hotel Transylvania.
Oh my God.
Thoughts? Any more Adams? You got Click, Adam! I just want to watch some TV!
TV down right down the door!
He's not even like that in that movie.
So, Uncut Gems, directed by the
Sadie brothers.
Yes, Sadie brothers, starring Adam Sandler, Lakeith Stanfield, who we saw in Knives Out.
Yeah.
Former NBA player Kevin Garnett.
Right, which I've heard a lot of hype about his performance.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And potentially The Weeknd, maybe?
Oh,
I think
really?
I saw him in the trailer. I'm not sure.
I don't like that spoiler, but okay.
Yikes.
Yeah, there's also a debut for Julia Fox.
Oh yeah, I heard she delivers a good performance.
Yeah, and it seems like these Sadie brothers they're still like they're up and coming. They're about to break through. They're both in their 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they just did a movie called Good Time with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, really?
Which I've heard nothing but incredible things about. I want to watch it very soon.
We're big R. Pats fans.
Yeah, we are.
The podcast. So
yeah, so I heard I think these guys are really into I think they want to try and discover some new talent and mix it with some big ones. They're still learning the game, so I'm excited to see what they do with these actors.
Yeah. All right. So Antony, without further ado here, how about some fast questions?
With the fast questions.
Fast questions. Question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
How does Adam Sandler's character make money?
I've got that written down. So what I think his whole scheme is in the beginning, it's obviously going to get way more complex.
Yeah.
But it's going to start out, he's just a 2-bit kind of jeweler, a lot of fake tacky shit. Mm-hmm. He's got his own little tiny little shop in the mall or something.
Oh, okay.
And he starts making money he's buying all this really expensive, the materials, the gold and all that to make the stuff and the bling and the diamonds.
Yeah.
But then he's basically keeping that and making counterfeit really cheap stuff and selling that as the expensive stuff and then reselling that stuff.
Okay.
And I think he tries to do that cycle, and then it kind of double backs on itself. The people he's selling it to are the same people that he's selling the cheap stuff to somehow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
you sold me this. A friend of mine also got sold this.
Now, listen, I don't know nothing about that.
Holy shit, that Sandler is good.
That's pretty good.
All right, that was a bit of a long answer to a fast question.
Yeah.
But second question here, Antony. Do you think Sandler's character will die in this film?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. No.
No, okay. And third and final fast question here.
Yep.
How many views is Netflix going to claim that this got in the first week?
They won't, because they don't release any of their figures.
I thought they do, The Irishman got 30.1 million views.
Oh, they're doing that now?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That, yeah.
Oh,
they always overinflate it.
I would say 20 million. I think a lot of people are going to watch this movie.
Yeah, I've heard. I heard.
America has a soft spot for Adam Sandler.
That they do.
And he's done, it's worth touching on. He's done all these Netflix originals, the Ridiculous 6 or whatever.
Yep.
Murder Mystery.
Yeah, what was the one?
The Change something with David Spade.
Yeah.
Where he was the dangerous guy. Oh, I cannot remember. The Turnover, something like that.
Oh, that's going to bother me.
I got a fun little game here for you. I was thinking about this movie and all the hype that Adam Sandler's been getting for his performance and how everyone was saying he should have been, nominated for an Oscar, which didn't happen. Mm-hmm. But it made me think about other movies with performances that kind of redefined actors' careers and kind of set them on a whole new path.
Okay.
And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I could think of. And I want you to see if you can... Oh, don't look!
I'm not looking.
I just want to see if you can guess any of them that I wrote down.
Oh, this is hard, man. Okay, let me think. We got Jonah Hill in Moneyball or Wolf of Wall Street.
I've got that.
Okay.
Jonah Hill, Moneyball.
We got.
You're gonna kick yourself for every single one. Maybe I'll give you one, and then
Yeah, kind of get my thing going.
I got Matthew McConaughey, Lincoln Lawyer.
Yeah, okay.
I kind of changed it. He done a few dramas, but it kind of.
But that one, yeah, put him back on the map.
Yeah.
Would you go Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man?
No, I didn't put that. I thought you were gonna say Tropic Thunder.
No.
But he did that after Iron Man. He was already big, so yeah, I'll accept that.
Um.
On the superhero train, a certain posthumous actor.
Oh, Heath Ledger, Joker.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you a clue. We got another comedian who played a very dark role. We got Steve Carell, Foxcatcher.
Okay. Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, you like that one?
I do.
We got Liam Neeson, Taken. But you don't even. No, that's the thing. We don't even think about it now. But he had never done an action movie before that movie, and now you just think of it as that's who he is. That's what you're doing. That's what this air thing is about.
Yeah, I don't know. Keep going. Your other ones were good.
Thought you were Ray Romano there. We got Robert Pattinson, The Lighthouse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I've got Jim Carrey, Tried.
With Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah, and the number 23.
Oh,
even like Batman Forever, you could probably say.
no, he was still kind of typical Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I guess a different genre.
That kind of segues into a quick question I have for you here. Do you think you're gonna have issues separating serious Sandler from comedy Sandler? I don't know if you ever watched Reign Over Me. I know you have the poster for it, right?
I've never seen Reign Over Me.
I've never seen Reign Over Me, so I wonder if we're gonna have trouble kind of adjusting to that.
I feel like I'll be fine because I've seen the Merowitz stories that he did. I don't know if you saw that.
No, what about was it Sidney Wexler?
Yeah, isn't that a comedy or no?
Is it? I don't know.
I think it's a comedy.
Okay.
And there's also Funny People, which is obviously a comedy, but he had a lot of drama moments in that.
But it seems like he's in Funny People. He was kind of still playing that Sandler character. It looks like he's playing someone completely
Well, he
different.
played a version of himself, an actor who played those characters and was depressed because of that kind of thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, true.
So that was a really I love that movie. I think it's super underrated. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
I wonder if it would be like watching like Charlie Day do a serious role or something.
That would be hard to take seriously. Is there any other comedians like around that you'd like to see dip into that drama?
We kind of actually touched on this a bit in Jumanji, but I'd love to see Kevin Hart kind of.
Yeah, I think Jack Black as well on the Jumanji boat. I'm sure he could.
I'm sure he could. I'm sure he just doesn't want to though.
Yeah, he's
got a good brand. He's got his YouTube channel now.
Oh, is he doing a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Good for him. Who else? Like maybe like Aziz Ansari? Is he?
No, yeah. We won't see Aziz ever again. Louis C.K. tried to do it, but then he started jerking off over everything.
He was on the right path to doing it as well. He could have done it. Melissa McCarthy kind of did it with that author movie. I never saw that.
She got nominated for that.
No, she got nominated for Bridesmaids back in the day for an Oscar.
She also got nominated last year.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
That movie's pretty recent.
I gotta fact check it.
Yeah, fact check. Comedy's just not what it used to be. There's not many like...
Jason Bateman, he went the serious route.
And he's killing it. Yeah. He's great. He's did The Gift. What's that show? Ozark.
I
haven't watched that still.
And he's in a new HBO one too.
Yeah, I feel like he's just like over comedies in general. He just wants to go all... It's kind of like Steve Carell. He doesn't really do comedies anymore.
No, yeah. Melissa McCarthy nominated for Best Actress in her performance for the movie Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Well, that was last year.
Last year, yeah.
I remember seeing the trailer for that like 2 months ago. Okay, so I guess we can hop into some predictions now.
Sure.
But not before we name that opening scene.
I actually got one here, and this one is not a generic.
Is it your usual Aman prediction?
I'm pretty happy with this one because it came to me. It's going to open with Adam Sandler's character walking out of prison, kind of rubbing his wrists a bit, and he's just getting out after doing some fraud, trafficking, that kind of thing.
You want to hear something crazy?
What?
I have one of my predictions. I say the movie will end with Adam Sandler in prison taking a call and devising a plot to make life easier for himself in jail. So I think it's going to end with it. After all this stuff, he ends up in prison.
He's going to end up in prison.
Walking, with a sore wrist, sits down to take a call, and he's like, I'm not doing so bad. And he's like popular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you think he kind of like, he almost like sacrifices himself to go to jail for the will of others? He kind of learns to stop being so selfish throughout the movie, that kind of thing.
I think it's the kind of role where he embraces like he's fully bad by the end, and he's just like he's just a crook at heart. Like he's not a good person at the end of the day.
Okay,
that's my guess.
Give me your opening scene.
It's kind of similar to what you made me say it with the fast questions, but Adam Sandler's in his little shop selling some tacky, cheap shit to a small-time client, like an Asian couple or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, this shit. Nah, this is polyester.
Yeah. This is the best diamond ever.
Yeah, 42 carat. You know what a carat is?
I didn't know I could really do Adam Sandler.
Yeah, your Sandler is actually quite good. Let's dive into some predictions here. I got one.
Hit me. Let's go back and forth.
Sure. So I feel like this movie will take place over the course of like 24 hours or less.
Oh, really fast paced.
Really fast paced. Doesn't let you catch your breath.
I'm so down for that.
I would be okay with that. Yeah. I struggle with those kind of movies because we do lose a lot of character development in that.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a struggle, but from what I've heard,
I could see
it won't
that.
be an issue. So
I'm going to say Adam Sandler's, at one point in the movie, the stress and pressure of like this escalating drama, he just like kind of almost like loses his mind a bit and then just blocks everything out and goes and does like a really everyday task. Like he just goes and like sits by the water.
Goes to the corner store, buys a thing of water.
Yeah, just to like calm things down. Plays chess or something.
Yeah.
And like while there's people imminently looking to kill him or something.
Mm-hmm. He like talks to himself. He's like, we've done this before. We've done this before.
Yeah. And we kind of learn what that. I think he's got like a little interest that we learn earlier in the movie, and then he like starts doing it. Maybe fishing or something like that.
Oh, okay.
We see the first nature of the movie. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one here that we're going to see Sandler's character as someone who like never really gets phased. From what I can gather, he like puts down risks a lot of money doing things. Right. But I think eventually, as this movie kind of peaks into its climax, we're going to get like a sweaty, down on his luck, like really worried Adam Sandler, and he's going to take like a big risk and like kind of yell and lose it really.
Okay, like a big lose it moment.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
Mirror, or, like,
yeah.
Do you think come on! We get some Sandler drug use in the movie.
Oh,
you're just like, I gotta just go do a quick bump.
A quick bump, or just shooting up heroin or something.
Oh, it goes that far.
It goes that far, yeah.
Yeah, because like I don't think this movie would make so much buzz unless something kind of crazy goes on.
Yeah, unless Sandler's just like completely 180 here.
Oh, I'm excited to watch this now.
I'm really excited, yeah.
All right, I got one here. The NBA character is the guy that brings all the rich clients to him.
Okay, yeah.
So I think they'll just say, is he still playing or is he retired?
No, he's retired, yeah.
Okay, maybe he's like, is he young enough to
but maybe in the movie he's still playing.
Yeah, like I think he's young enough.
Unless he's playing himself. I think he is playing himself.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll stand by it. I think he brings him a ton of other players, and that's when the business really starts booming.
Yeah. Okay. I got one here, just one line. The Weeknd gets killed.
Oh, I can see that.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, he gets shot in like a club scene or something.
Oh, he's no star.
Oh my god,
boy. Bury him in the hills.
Oh my god.
Can't feel my face.
When I saw him die,
I was blinded by the lights. That's crew love.
Okay.
All right. Scene where Adam is raking in cash and gets his wife and kids ridiculous presents.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you said you wanted the drone, right? Merry Christmas! We're going away this year, next summer, whenever you want. You want to go to Europe? We could go to Europe. And the biggest diamond for my diamond.
Oh, my goodness.
That's all I got for prediction. This movie is hard to predict.
It is hard. It's not our typical like Jumanji. You know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna get.
Yeah, I really truly don't. And it actually branches into a bit of a segue here. So usually this movie doesn't seem like an emotionally heavy or abstract type movie,
right?
Which is kind of a departure from what we usually know A24 for. Mm-hmm. So do you think it's a good thing that A24 is kind of branching out? This seems like a more
great.
Yeah, exactly. It seems like a more concrete movie. It's gonna have a normal structure,
right?
And there's not gonna be many questions at the end, right?
I think it's gonna take more risks in terms of like the typical character arc that we see.
Yeah, okay,
I don't think we'll see. His life is this way. This crazy thing happens. He learns this. I think it's just gonna be wild and swerving around.
Yeah, maybe the pacing is just gonna be like
that's the risk.
Down your throat. It's just gonna be like, here we go. We're gonna strap in because we're going on this ride.
Yeah, or characters that you kind of get to know all of a sudden get killed. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the 2019 was such a good year for film.
It was, yeah.
Much better than I think the past couple years.
Yeah, this was definitely a standout year for me.
Like the fact this is just like, last year would be lucky for this to be like the best movie, but we were just talking about our top 12 lists or top 10, sorry.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And there's just so much to choose from. So I think Netflix has done amazing this year with, Two Popes, this movie,
Marriage Story,
The Irishman. Mm-hmm. I got a question for you. Do you think these kind of heavyweight Netflix and other streaming platform originals where do you think, like, they've already started changing the landscape, but what do you think it's going to look like 5 years from now?
Yeah, 5 years from now, hopefully they start getting the respect that they deserve, because it seems like last year and again this year, if the Globes are any key, that the voting body, the Academy, is still not taking them seriously, or they're still holding on to their true cinema experience, and they refuse to give any credit to these movies or to these platforms.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, we keep seeing quality content get produced year in and year out that eventually, you know, something's going to bend, and this will be like the way to do it. If you want to win like an Oscar, you want to win an award, this would be the platform to do it on.
Do you think it's possible for the landscape to change? Because like when we're looking at streaming platforms, it's allowing more and more content to get made. So do you think there's a kind of happy medium we could see? Kind of what happened with The Irishman, where Scorsese said he was happy to do it because he got a limited run in theaters. So he's like, I get my theater experience, and I get all the money and more that I needed to do the movie, where the normal way he just couldn't get the financing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we could see a world where movies come out in theaters for like 2-3 weeks, and then they're just on Netflix, and then
that was like I remember they were talking about that a few years back, and there was the pushback from the studios as well, because I believe you do make more money.
Way more money.
Run. But it makes more sense for like these big like Marvel movies, these big blockbusters. They're the ones that make the money. Like if Irishman had a full wide release theater only, it's not gonna make its money back. Exactly, right?
Yeah, like he can look and be like, look how many people saw The Irishman that probably wouldn't have seen it otherwise.
Exactly. I probably wouldn't have gone to the theaters to watch it.
I don't even think I would, really. Like
I had to really strap in.
3.5 hours. I don't think I would. But I hope the theater's not going anywhere. I don't think it will, because we still love that experience. Like 1917, I don't want to watch that on
exactly.
Netflix.
Yeah, but I think the theater experience does have to kind of cater more toward that.
Yeah. So you'll just see more of that, more of the big movies.
Exactly. And there's like that new Screen X thing where it's got screens on the side. You know, that's okay, but you know, play towards that. Get more immersive. You know, that's the kind of movie you're going to cater towards.
I think the key is like we just need to make sure that those big movies that come out in theaters don't just become sequels, reboots, rehashes, remakes, superhero, Star Wars, whatever. There needs to be the filmmakers like Sam Mendes, Chris Nolan, who can do the big tentpole summer movies, but still give them a lot of substance and originality.
Yeah, and so that would be interesting to see where we go, because, like you said, there's only a handful of them that are doing that right now. We can really just rattle them off.
Yeah,
it's a bit worrying, but we're also part of the problem, because you and I are there opening night for every goddamn sequel, prequel they
we
could
love
ever make. So
there's a place for everything. I just hope that the balance stays right. Speaking of which, how long do you think it'll be before these director brothers secure a Marvel Star Wars gig?
Fucking 2 years.
A Star Wars TV show.
Doctor Strange 3, directed by the
Seeds of
Safdie
Coruscant.
brothers. Oh my god. Starring Adam Sandler. Infinity Stones.
My name is Borkel. That's all my questions for you. Okay.
So we just saw Sandler ink another 4-movie deal.
Oh,
on
did
Netflix.
he? Another one.
It just announced today. Do you think, given the praise he's gotten for this movie, apparently we'll get into that probably in the post show. Do you think he'll do maybe 2 serious, 2 goofy, or do you think he'll just go 4 silly
That's a great
movies?
question. I think he said I watched quite a few interviews with him. Like he did the Actors Roundtable.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
I watched a bit of it. He said he doesn't deserve to be there in Shadow.
Yeah. He's like, no, it's bullshit, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that he'll stick up for him.
Yeah.
I think he was saying like I'll never stop doing comedies. Like it's easy for me to slip into that role. He said he always picks his locations these days, like Hawaii.
Of course
he gets to go and hang out with his friends.
Yeah,
so
Kevin James would roll it up.
Yeah, like he gets all his friends a nice payday. So I don't think we'll stop seeing that Sandler, but I think the ratio will start to like. Yeah, I think maybe 2 could be comedies, like you said. 2 could be dramas.
2 to 2, maybe 3 to 1, slowly, right?
Yeah, but yeah, let's see what he can do. I mean, there's so many. He's got the right look for dramas.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's that everyday guy. He's not that Hollywood. You know, he's always banging Hollywood chicks. But
let's see that. Let's see his acting range here. Let's see if it truly was an Oscar snub or an acting flub.
Because I think there's a lot of roles for him at man at his age.
He would get me to the theater.
Yeah,
if it was like a more serious Adam Sandler movie, I'd be really interested in seeing this.
Yeah, it's just weird. Even when you hear the word Sandler, it's just so comedic.
I just
think
of the Happy Madison. Terrific.
Yeah, I know.
That should have been a fast question.
Yeah, so it's gonna take some time for him to shed that stereotype. But
if he wants to.
Yeah, or maybe he just wants to do this one. He had fun, but he doesn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we're really excited to watch this.
Yeah, exactly. Excited to sit back and press play. We got it queued up right here on the TV. So,
all right. We'll see you in 3, 2, 1.
And we're back. We're back.
Thank you, Adam. We are back.
Yeah, and I got a lot of money coming in.
I'm sure you do.
We just finished watching Uncut Gems.
Mm-hmm. So before we get into the review here, Anthony, do you want to do out of 10s?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
9.
8.5. Yeah, okay.
I was thinking about the 8.5.
I was thinking about the 9 as well.
Because I knew you'd give it 8.5. Yeah. But man, what a great film.
What a film.
Just
wow.
Awesome.
It was very good.
Yeah, we sat down and we didn't make a noise the entire movie.
Yeah,
we were laughing.
A couple laughs, and then we also kind of started shouting at the TV. We both got super into it. So without further ado, let's dive into it here. So the first thing I noticed was the a lot of noise confusion.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone started always talking over one another, yelling at each other, and no one got to finish a sentence, and that just kind of
and a score that was really too loud. It was mixed loud at first.
When he falls into the fountain, it's like you just hear this rushing water, and you're just like, oh man, it's very jarring. It's very unsettling.
Yeah, almost annoying. Because that was a bit of a weird start to the movie because we were both incredibly wrong with our opening scenes.
Incredibly wrong.
I didn't think it would. I thought it'd be very claustrophobic in the sense of it would all take place in his shop, New York, local areas. But we start in Ethiopia. Mm-hmm. We see. I mean, it makes sense now you think about it. We see what's going to be the root cause of.
Yeah, this uncut gem.
Yeah, exactly. This. I'll do my trivia for you now. I got 3 quick pieces of trivia.
Trivia on the spot.
Yeah, on the spot trivia.
Okay.
Main character's name.
Howard.
Celtic ring year.
2006?
08.
Oh, 08.
And the type of stone that he gets.
Opal.
Oh, wow. 2 out of 3. We'll take it. Yeah, so the movie is basically, we knew he'd be kind of a con man. Mm-hmm. But turns out he's not, he's a legit dealer. All his stuff, there's no counterfeit or anything like that.
No, yeah.
There's a few little moments where he has some fake watches.
Yeah, those the Rolexes he kind of pawns off, but
yeah, really, he's all about trying to maximize money that isn't his. So he gets loans or he pawns something off.
For money to go and double down.
Yeah, and
buy it back.
And he's basically got a severe gambling addiction.
Yeah, and that's the root of his character there.
Yeah, there's so many moments through the movie where he has the opportunity to break even and just get out.
Yeah, but he just stop, please.
Yeah, and we were visibly it's rare that you get so agitated by a movie. Yeah. But I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I know.
Sickening kind of anxiety. I was gonna say nothing's really made me that feel anxious since Breaking Bad. Some of those episodes where he gets in big trouble.
Yeah, and you're like, oh please, what's going on? Yeah,
and then you think it's okay, and then they murder someone.
Yeah. That's if I had to sum this movie up, I wrote here, it's an exhausting movie, and I mean that in the most complimentary way possible. It made me feel very sick, very anxious, but I was so invested.
Yeah.
There were so many scenes where my skin was crawling.
Yeah.
There was one where you and I started shouting. That's during the auction. We were like, oh, please stop. And then the other one was
he keeps egging. He's got a fake bidder to try and get the guy to go higher. And he gets to the number. He gets past his number, and then he pushes it that one extra time. We were like, please don't do this.
Yeah, and then there was also the scene where he's finally going to get his opal returned to him, and they can't get the door open.
Oh, yeah,
and you and I were like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. We were visibly, shouting at the TV, and I was like, oh, so uncomfortable.
It's also frustrating because when a scene builds tension and builds tension and builds tension, you almost want something really bad to happen. You're like, okay, someone just beat the shit out of him, or someone get shot just so that the tension's relieved. But then everything actually kind of keeps going.
It kind of simmered down for a bit, and it spikes up and simmered down. You never get it to boil over, or you never get it to resolve. It just kind of carries you with you, kind of goes peaks and troughs, but it never goes too far one way.
Until the very end of the movie.
Exactly, yeah.
And I guess that's a good time to talk about our predictions.
For sure.
I don't think... I had 5 predictions, and they were all 5 were just wrong. I'll go through some of them here. So we said Adam Sandler has a moment where everything is too much and culminates, and he goes and does a regular activity.
Almost. We had the moment where everything was too much.
Yeah, and it was more of a breakdown they went with, where that's probably his highlight of the performance in the movie. It's too much, and he just starts crying, and it's this pathetic low moment. The movie ends with Adam Sandler in prison taking a call. Like, that was just completely wrong.
Yeah.
He ends up obviously getting killed.
There was just no way out for him.
There's no way out, and it's a great cautionary tale ending where even though he gets the bet, makes, what is it, like, times his money by 5.
Yeah, I think it was 1 million.
But he's pushed his loan sharks too far, and they kill him because to them it's not even about the money anymore.
Yeah,
it's just like the disrespect.
Yeah.
He uses counterfeit materials to create his gems, reselling the actual materials. That was kind of wrong.
Yeah.
Worth a try. NBA player characters bringing him all the rich clients.
Kind of.
There was a character that did that.
Yeah, like Heath Stanfield's character, his role was to bring him clients.
Yeah, he was just friends of all these NBA players.
Yeah.
And he was really good in the movie.
He was good, yeah.
It was a different role for him. I haven't seen him be such a like wild kind of guy.
Oh, he's been embracing quite a few different roles.
Yeah, like Knives Out.
Get Out. Uncut Out. We actually did get one right. I asked you, will The Weeknd be playing himself? And you said yes.
Yeah, that was strange. I'm not sure how they wrote that into the script.
2012, The Weeknd. They're probably like, who's an up-and-coming, R&B singer that we can get?
Or maybe they just knew him somehow.
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
Maybe Adam was the connection there. Who knows? But I never thought I'd see The Weeknd and Adam Sandler fighting in a movie.
Yeah,
but we got
great. I did ask you, will Adam Sandler die in the film? And you said yes. I mean, no.
Yeah.
So
because then I realized I had my prison prediction.
Yeah.
Scene where Adam is raking in cash and gets his wife and kids ridiculous presents is also just wrong. He promises his like side girlfriend like a trip to the Grand Canyon and stuff.
Yeah.
But he never really follows through with it.
No, and he doesn't get a chance. So.
Yeah, you got any other predictions there?
Feels like this movie will take place over the course of 24 hours. It felt like it, but it did not.
Yeah, I think it was like a weekend. It was like The Weekend.
Yeah, okay. That joke you made when he's doing coke.
Yeah, I can't feel my face right now. I'm totally gonna write a song about this. There's a point I wanted to make before the movie that from the movie trailer I got vibes of Snatch like mixed with Rounders.
Okay, yeah, like a kind of like a heist, and the whole big thing is revealed to be like a plan or something.
Yeah,
like
or kind of like a bunch of mini plots revolving around one item, and just that gritty handheld camera style, which kind of was right.
Yep.
But after watching it, I noticed a few similarities to Wolf of Wall Street in terms of like the rise of greed of a character.
Yeah, and it just wants more and more and more.
Yeah, which got me thinking, like, as incredible as Adam Sandler was in the movie, I also could have seen Jonah Hill in that role and him doing really well.
Yeah, because I think Jonah Hill actually played a similar character in War Dogs.
Yeah, I guess, and even Wolf of Wall Street, his like mannerisms are kind of similar. And
yeah,
like, the big teeth and all that.
Yeah, the big teeth for sure. The glasses,
money hungriness. Yeah,
so, I could see that for sure.
Yeah. Just in terms of things I really liked about the movie, script was just like so well written.
There's so many like well written little character moments here.
Yeah.
Like for example, his brother-in-law. It's later to reveal that this loan shark is his brother-in-law.
Yeah, because you realize he's kind of nicer to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the car scene when he gets kidnapped, he's a lot nicer to him. And I was wondering like, why is Adam Sandler like being very honest with him?
Yeah.
I had this thing, but it didn't work out. But I have this thing. I was like, man, you should be like, yeah, it's coming to you. But then it's revealed that it's brother-in-law. You can tell he doesn't really want to push him too far.
Yeah, totally.
So I was really in for that. Yeah.
And the movie did an amazing job, like talking about the script of subverting like your expectations. So we've seen these kind of movies before where someone's trying to they're digging themselves a hole, trying to get out of the problem, and each problem kind of makes it worse. And kind of a more generic version of this movie, I feel like they would have done the thing where, he opens the box and the gem's no longer in there.
Yeah.
But every time it did that, it was always there. And I was even saying out loud, I was like, oh, fuck, it's not going to be in there.
Yeah.
But it always was in there. And then when he gives, he takes the NBA player's KG's ring as collateral, and then he pawns it, and you're like, well, he's going to go back there, and the guy's going to have sold it.
Yeah. But it was there, yeah.
It did it in new ways, or like unexpected ways.
And that's to their point, like to their credit, is a great way of like just keeping that high tension going the entire time. Because you keep expecting something to happen, and then...
And what you realize is it wasn't extenuating circumstances that made things worse. It was always his own decision-making.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like, oh, if that worked, I would have been done. He just would have found another way to double down. It's just all he could do. And that was really refreshing. I really enjoyed that. There's just so many other great moments. Like there's this really minor subplot of these two twin brothers who are trying to get like such a small amount of money from him. It's so not on his priority.
What do they need, like $2,000?
Yeah, like when he's having his big breakdown moment, he's like knocking on the door. And he's like, "Who's this fucking guy?" That was fucking a really good moment.
Yeah, the humor worked. It wasn't like goofy Sandler. It was like
he's
was
just
good
funny. He's a funny guy.
He's a funny guy. So you give him a script, he's gonna throw some humor in, but this one dedefinitely worked with the movie as well.
Yeah,
it gives you
his moments of rage are so good. Like, I fucking told you.
No.
Oh yeah, to his girlfriend. Oh, that was good. And I love he's a sad case of a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one likes him except his girlfriend ends up kind of liking him.
Yeah,
for who he
that
is
was a little confusing for me. Maybe a bit of a dip.
He kind of took her back because he had nothing else, I guess.
But I was just wondering why she was like so in love with him.
Yeah.
That was a little lost.
It was a bit of a Bonnie and Clyde situation with them.
Yeah.
She kind of liked the adrenaline of being with him, I guess.
She was like, oh, he always wins. He probably played off this persona of being like this high roller.
I think she was just like like they were codependent.
Yeah.
Which was nice. Really like complex character relationships in the movie. And then also the production design and costumes I think deserve a shout out. Like his office.
Yeah, his office was good.
Papers
yeah, so his office was good, and even his store as well. It just seemed like so like dingy and run down.
Like all nice diamonds on the outside, but underneath it was like very rotten and like.
Or his little bachelor pad, you hated that.
Oh yeah, his tacky plastic bachelor pad.
Yeah.
And he's just like his silky pink shirts. Like you're like 50, dude.
Yeah. He's going to a weekend concert.
Yeah, and he's just miserable, sweating, trying to get his rock.
I remember there was a high tension with regards to like money and the rock and stuff, but there was like a little side scene where he has to go to the apartment with his family.
Oh yeah,
and
another
like,
subverting of expectations.
Exactly, and that was like such high tension as well because it was such a small thing. It's like, oh, he doesn't want his son to see his girlfriend there.
Or whatever, because they've broken up, and he's like, "Oh, she wrecked my place."
Exactly,
or something.
and it's just like my heart was beating, and I was like, "This isn't even related, almost."
Yeah,
I was so into it at that point. So
he's hiding something from everyone.
Yeah,
and it was cool because when he goes to the room, there's just loud music playing, but she didn't do anything.
Oh yeah,
she just, I guess, thought that he would tread around the apartment really carefully and kind of be miserable, which was kind of a cool moment as well. I want to say, like, I don't want to keep going on and on about it, but the fact he's not nominated for an Oscar to me is just. It's a crime.
Oh, you want to get into performance?
I do.
So I got it. Yeah, my question for you is like, Sandler was good. Was it nomination worthy?
Yeah. Okay. So let me read the Oscar nominations for Best Actor, and we'll go through it because there's a couple I haven't seen. So Leonardo DiCaprio, I think, deserves to be on there.
But no, if I had to take someone off, it would be Leo for Adam Sandler.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say I really enjoyed The Two Popes, but Jonathan Pryce, like. You're good in the movie, but you sit down and you talk, and it's good, but you're not. It wasn't as good as this performance, and I think Jonathan would be the first to admit that.
Adam, take my spot.
And Adam Driver.
Oh, he was amazing.
He was amazing.
Do not take Adam Driver off that list.
Okay, we'll keep him on. Antonio Banderas. I haven't seen Pain and Glory, but I doubt it's that good. For some reason.
We get flamed for that.
What is Pain and Glory? Antonio Banderas. So I think that's just it's snobbery and it's pretentious and. They even put out a quote. I can't verify it. That's 100% true, but they were saying like, oh, Adam's very good in this movie, but it's not his usual thing. So next time he does a good performance, like we're sure he'll get nominated. And
yeah, I mean that's
not acceptable.
That conversation can kind of dive into like what the Academy represents and all that.
Yeah.
I've kind of of the thought process that like they highlight some movies that I normally wouldn't watch and they kind of put them on my radar, but it's not a be all end all. I think Adam is more than happy with the praise he's receiving, nomination or not.
It just seems like it's upsetting when there's a big opportunity to kind of if the Oscars want to have the respect of like the general community.
Yes.
And every time I bring up the Oscars to people, they're like, "Oh, I don't really care about the Oscars. It seems kind of unfair." I defend it.
They've done a good party, pretty much.
It is, but they have done a good job this year. There's some unique movies nominated, like Parasite. It seems like that's going to win some awards.
Hopefully, yeah.
So I get it's hard to narrow it down to 5. I'm sure all the performances are great, but when there's one that's this glaringly incredible,
and it's like
it's kind of dumb.
Breaking free of his normal structure and also delivering this was.
Yeah,
I felt his performance was very good. I mean, it would never win an Oscar in my opinion. But
Maybe
does it
if
deserve a nomination? Maybe.
I think if the script was different, let's say, and he was like a supporting role, it's the kind of role that they give the best supporting actor to.
Yes, for sure. But I mean, like Joaquin's a lock, and I would
he
say
needs to be
Adam
there.
Driver is a close second.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Joaquin will take it home, and I have no complaints with that.
No.
I just want the man to get nominated.
For sure.
Another point here, there's some unexpected VFX segments in the movie.
Oh, like the zooming into the
the
opal and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really care.
I knew you wouldn't care for that.
You know, I don't like it artsy like that.
And
so.
some 80s synth music. And
Yeah, so I have a note here. I didn't care for the synth score.
I noticed a cool thing that I think was some symbolism in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie opens with this VFX sequence of inside a diamond. It's kind of DNA and like brain, and it slowly morphs into Adam Sandler's colon, and he's getting this colonoscopy.
Yeah.
And I think what they were trying to say with that whole subplot, because midway through the movie, he gets a call from his doctor, and you're like, oh, is he going to get diagnosed with cancer as well?
Yeah, exactly.
But he gets the all clear.
Yeah.
And it's just so ironic of like, he's been given this gift
but
of perfect health.
He doesn't even care.
He doesn't care, and that's not the sickness he should be worried about, because in the end, his gambling addiction actually kills him.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that was a really nice, like, double, I don't know what to call it, but it was just a really nice addition.
Yeah. Just a note here. I think he actually, because when he finally gets when KG finally gives him the money, you're like, okay, he can pay off his brother-in-law, like blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But then I kind of realized like he's got to pay off his I don't know if that was his like father-in-law or dad who also won the auction, so he kind of had to bet the money, right?
Yeah, because he owed him all the money for buying this.
Yeah,
diamond.
so he owed him 100 plus, and he owed his brother-in-law 100.
Yeah. Wait, why did he owe his brother-in-law 100?
Because that's what it says in the
That
beginning.
was just an unsaid debt, right? You didn't learn what it was for. Just something.
Yeah, it could be for something. I mean, yeah.
Who knows what he's been up to?
How much was the opal?
He said it was going to be $1 million.
No, but how much did Adam Sandler buy the opal for?
Oh, $100,000.
Oh, so maybe he borrowed that.
Oh, there you go.
Oh shit.
It's all tied up neatly. So he borrowed the $100,000 from his brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Bought the opal, thinking he's going to make $1 million.
Yeah.
Then got his father-in-law to buy it.
Oh god.
So there's just all this circulating debt.
And then he finally lands big, but so let's get into the death here.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I thought I'm conflicted on it because you can't say he didn't get what's coming to him.
Yeah.
The warning signs were there, and he ignored them.
Yeah.
But I couldn't help but like I was rooting for him. I wanted him to get away with it, even though he was kind of a sleaze bag.
Yeah. Oh god, that's exactly what I have written down here. I said really didn't want it to happen, but I think it's a mark of a great story and a great characterization that I'm feeling this way towards a shitty person.
Yeah.
Right? So
that's what cinema can do.
Exactly. That's credit to Adam Sandler's acting, and that's credit to the story writing. And the
you just wanted. We just wanted him to get his money, pay everyone off, all be happy.
Exactly. Get back together with his wife.
But then the funny thing is, if that happened in the movie, deep down, you'd be like, oh, he kind of should have got what was coming to him.
Yeah, what a great.
And it happened so quick, just dead like that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool. I don't know if I just noticed this, but it looked like he was almost smiling when he was dead. So he was like, he died happy. Yeah. He died in like ecstasy.
Yeah, he died. He won $1 million, and that was the last thing he knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you could see in his eyes, it was just kind of like, I did it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if that could be interpreted different ways, I guess.
Yeah. I really liked the scene where he kind of locks the goons and forces them to watch the game with him.
Yeah, I know.
It kind of it flipped the tables on a typical, like, the victim is tied up and the goons got him at gunpoint. It was kind of like the other way around. And the goons, they were victims to this game because they're like, if we want to get paid, like, we have to play his game.
Yeah.
But in the end, Adam Sandler was still the one in trouble, but he was just able to flip that. So the way they did that storytelling-wise was
they had
incredible.
no choice but to just sit there, and it did a good job of, it locked, literally, like physically and like figuratively, it just locked everything. It brought everyone together, and it just forced them to be witnesses to this man's like sickness. Like,
exactly.
His life's at risk. His life is crumbling, but all he can care about is this game.
He's just cheering so loud, and they hit the tip off. Yeah, I was like, holy.
It's like he thinks that everyone is insane as he is, and he's looking at them like, you guys should be so happy. But one of them was down. I think it was his brother-in-law, right?
Yeah, he was like, yes,
son of a bitch, and all happy, but the other guy just wasn't having it.
Yeah, budget Dolph Lundgren was not feeling it.
That guy did look so much like Dolph Lundgren. I wonder if there's any like conflicts in the sense of, like, would a player be able to have that kind of relationship and talk to someone?
Most definitely no. I know in the NHL, like in sports betting on your own team, like.
Well, he didn't bet anything. It was all his money. Yeah, like obviously you can't bet, but like.
Yeah, I bet you they probably do look at the lines. Like,
could you go tell him and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna do my best to score 30 points." Like bet that.
No, probably not.
No,
definitely not.
You couldn't really do anything about it though. We should get into this, man.
Yeah, as someone who's lost a lot of money in sports betting, this movie hit a little
$100.
About like 40.
Yeah.
I lost big time. I'm gonna get it back.
Any other things you disliked about this movie? Things that didn't get it to a 10 for you?
I mean, it's hard to criticize it because I know it was intentional, but like sometimes you couldn't really hear what was being said from the mixing.
I think it's definitely the point though, because like straining to hear just added to my like general anxiety towards the movie, and and that's probably what they set out to do.
Yeah,
general feeling.
And like I don't mind being left in the dark with certain things. Like for someone who watches a lot of movies, sometimes I kind of miss like important things easily. So there was a few moments where I'm like, who's this? What's that? But it all did come together.
It did come together, yeah. But yeah, you do have that feeling where you're trying to be so, oh, where's the ring again? Did you get the ring? I can't remember.
Yeah, and you're like, is that sloppy storytelling or am I supposed? But I feel like in this case, it was intentional. They wanted you to feel that way.
You just felt kind of dizzy.
Yeah, but aside from that, like the only reason I wouldn't go up to like a 10 is maybe just because it doesn't. I can't think of any flaws.
I know. As I'm writing my notes here, I'm like, oh fuck, like why didn't I like this movie?
Yeah, like I guess it's just like it's not about anything that you disliked. It's just that it didn't. To be a 10, it has to like you have to be thinking about it for the next like week.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'll be thinking about it like constantly.
I definitely don't know if I would have a tough time rewatching this movie.
No, it's rewatchable.
But, no, okay, sorry. It's that like after The Lighthouse, we said we couldn't rewatch it right away because it was kind of exhausting.
Yeah.
This movie was for me 10 times more exhausting. Like
I get what you
sweaty
mean.
Right now.
I think it will go down as like a bit of a cult classic. I think it's really fresh.
Yeah.
Like,
people be like, hey, did you ever watch that Serious Sandler movie?
Yeah, yeah.
And bet your ass I did.
Especially with its life on Netflix, I think this will be a movie that, you end up seeing 2-3 times.
Yes.
And you kind of want to share it with other people.
Yeah,
you guys gotta
I already want to send off a few texts right now. They go, check out this movie.
Yeah. And it's great that it's so easily accessible.
Yeah. So yeah, final thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's up there. It's up there on my, I think I got to revisit my top 10 list
top
of the
10.
year.
Yeah, so this
Goodbye,
movie,
us.
And listen, we got a family that looks just like us.
My son. Don't do that. Stick with fire. Stop.
Hey, listen, stop what you're doing right now, okay? Stop what you're doing!
That's a crossover I'd watch.
No, but all in all,
one of the better movies we've seen on the podcast so far.
For sure, yeah. And this movie technically counts as a 2019 release, so like you said, definitely up there, probably in my top 10. I would have to do a hard look at my top 5, but probably in there.
It's kind of flirting with that top 5 spot for sure.
For sure. So if you made it this far, you already know. Definitely check this out. Definitely recommend this movie.
Yep.
Once again, thanks for joining us for another episode of Before and After the Movies.
Yep, thank you so much as always.
I've been Aman Johal.
I'm Antony Packer.
We'll see you next time.